Hello guys, we'll welcome you for the another session here. In the previous problem, we have taken a problem on beams where both ends were fixed and a point load was applied at the center. So in this another case, we'll take a cantilever beam subjected to an UDL load, okay, so which will be a different problem. You need to find out the displacement, how the displacement is acting over the length we need to find out. Okay, so this is one of the typical problem which we have. Okay, so here once again we have to use RR method to solve the beam problem. First we'll start with the beam problem with the RR method. The first equation which we have is first step is to formulate the potential energy functional. Okay, so if you see this, basically potential energy function is given as strain energy plus work potential. Okay, so strain energy for beam is given as EI by 2 integration 0 to L dou square V by dou x square the whole square into dx. Okay, dou square V by dou x square into dx. Next, this is about the strain energy. Now comes with the work potential. So work potential is subjected to a surface load. So work potential, which means that the load is whatever the load is given, it is a surface load. So it is a load acting over a length. Okay, it is acting over a length. So it is not a point load where you can just take the algebraic multiplication. Here it is acting over the length. So where the integration comes into picture. So I just see how I am writing this. As work potential will always be negative. Okay, so I have to use an integration term. So how the load is acting? Load is acting over the length. So over the length means I'll take 0 to L. So P naught is the load which is giving. So if you see that P naught is Newton per mm. P naught is Newton per mm. So I'll write it as P naught. I'll first initially I'll take it as a load only. I'll take it as a Newton per mm only. Okay, into displacement. First I have to write the displacement parameter. How the displacement is happening? So if I take a cantilever beam, it will bend in the y direction. So it will bend in the y direction. That is, this is the y. So y means I will be taking it as a v. P naught into v. But here it is not balanced because work potential should be Newton into mm. So Newton per mm, this mm gets cancelled and it becomes only Newton. The one more parameter is it is acting over the length. Over the length means it is acting along the x axis. So I will be taking it as dx. So integration should have a differential parameter here. So I will be taking it as a dx. So P naught into v into dx. So this becomes mm here. Mm gets cancelled. It becomes Newton mm, and that is the work potential. So you have to understand how to write the work potential equation. So it is a surface load and it is a UDL load which is acting. So UDL load is basically acting Newton per mm over the length. So mm has to be converted or has to be cancelled out by including a differential parameter which is called as dx. Okay, so now we got this particular equation. So we got the strain energy as well as we got the work potential. We'll substitute them to get the potential energy function. So EI by 2 integration 0 to L, it is dou square V by dou x square the whole square into dx minus integration of 0 to L P naught V into dx. So this is one equation which we have got it, that is potential energy function. So now the second step comes, you have to assume the displacement model. So the displacement model. See what happens here is, if you see the problem definition, one end is being fixed. I have already told that a beam element, whenever I'm taking a beam element, each node will be having a 2 degrees of freedom. 2 degrees of freedom. So here 2 degrees of freedoms are there. So I'll be considering it as 2. One end has been fixed. 2 degrees of freedom are there here. So the load will be considering as a 1. So if you go with that logic, I'll be getting 3 constants. So which means that V is equal to A0 plus A1x plus A2x square. Okay, so this is an assumption which we are done. So if I go on solving with respect to this assumption, I will not get the proper solution. We have tried it out, we have not got the proper solution. So you have to increase the number of constants. So I have got from the this particular problem definition, that is a beam is subjected to a point load. I have got two more boundary conditions like the shear force and the bending moment. If I plot the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for this particular point, at this particular end, if you see this here, at this particular end, the shear force is 0, which means that at x is equal to L, the shear force is 0, and at x is equal to L, the bending moment is 0. The bending moment is 0. So if I want to improvise the results, or if I want to get an accurate result, so I have to go with the higher order polynomials. Okay, so if I want to go with a higher order polynomial, whether I have a sufficient boundary conditions or not, I have to check it out. For this I had got only 3 boundary conditions. If I take 3 constants, I will not end up with a proper solution. So what we did is, we took the shear force and bending moment diagram for this particular problem definition. I got to know that at these particular points, okay, at these particular points, the shear force and the bending moments are 0. You can just plot them, which you have studied in your mom class. So shear force from the differential parameter, it is given as dou square V by dou x square, and bending moment is given as dou cube V by dou x cube, which you have studied in the deflection of beams. So how many constants we got now? These 2 degrees of freedom, 1 load, and these 2 other boundary conditions. So I have to get the 5 constants. So I'll be taking it as plus a3x cube plus a4x raised to 4. So these are the 5 constants which we will be taking it in a displacement function. So then I hope you got to know why we have taken 5. We can take only 3, but the answer will be very inaccurate. So we have to increase the order of polynomial. If I want to increase the order of polynomial, I should have the sufficient boundary conditions. So here I have got these two boundary conditions from the SFD and BMD diagram. So in a future problems, if you have insufficient boundary conditions, you should go for the shear force and bending moment diagram, whether it will give a conclusive evidence of applying the boundary conditions at these particular points. Okay, so I got these 2 boundary conditions. I'll apply these boundary conditions to get the values of A0, A1, A2, A3 and A4. Here also same logic will be applying, that everything I'll be trying to convert into a single unknown parameter. If I get a single unknown parameter, I can differentiate it or minimize it very easily and get the solution of the problem. Okay, so here we'll start with the application of boundary condition. So applying the boundary conditions. So what are the boundary conditions? I have 4 boundary conditions. I'll leave the load parameter. So load is only used to calculate the number of constants. Here I will not apply any load. So I will see that what is happening in the first, at x is equal to 0 and at x is equal to L. So at x is equal to 0, this is being fixed. Okay, this is being fixed. You have 2 boundary conditions here. One is the displacement and one more is the slope, dou v by dou x. So displacement is 0. I'll write it that only. At x is equal to 0, v is equal to 0. Okay, at x is equal to 0, v is equal to 0. What happens here is, at x is equal to 0, v is equal to 0 means 0, everything becomes 0 and you will be getting a0 is equal to 0. A0 is equal to 0. Next comes the second boundary conditions. that at x is equal to 0, what is that? The slope is also equal to 0. So dou v by dou x is also equal to 0. So first we'll write what is dou v by dou x, then I'll apply the boundary condition x is equal to 0. So dou v by dou x is equal to, so what you are getting? This is already 0, a1 plus here 2a2x plus 3a3x square plus 4a4x cube. So this is the dou v by dou x which we have got. So now I'll apply the boundary conditions. At x is equal to 0, dou v by dou x is equal to 0. What you are getting here is a1 is a constant term. So these are all getting 0. So we'll be getting a1 is equal to 0. So we got what is a0 and what is a1 which are equal to 0 by applying the first two boundary conditions. And coming up for the second side, at x is equal to L, it is free to move. So I don't have any displacement boundary conditions here. But I have two more boundary conditions, that is the shear force is 0 and the bending moment is 0. So I'll apply those boundary conditions. So the third part is at x is equal to L, dou square v by dou x square is equal to 0. Dou square v by dou x square is equal to 0. So I'll be differentiating this one more time. So a1 is 0, it's gone. So it will be getting 2a2, okay, 2a2 plus what you will be getting here is 6a3x plus 12a4x square, which is dou square v by dou x square. Okay, hope it is clear. It is 2a2 plus 6a3x plus 12a4x square. We got it. So now we'll apply the boundary conditions. At x is equal to L, dou square v by dou x is equal, dou x square is equal to 0. So I'll take it as 0. 2a2 plus 6a3l plus 12a4l square should be equal to 0. So this is one equation which we have got it, okay, which we have got it. So next I'll apply one more boundary condition, that is at x is equal to L, bending moment is also equal to 0. So I'll just rub this out. So I hope you have taken it down. So I'll apply the last boundary condition, that at fourth boundary condition, at x is equal to L, dou cube v upon dou x cube is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. So if you see this particular, so we got dou square v by dou x square there. So dou cube, when you do it, 2a2 gets eliminated. So you'll end up with 6a3 plus it becomes 24 a4 x will be dou cube v by dou x cube. Okay, that is 6a3 plus 24 a4 x. Okay, so I'll apply the boundary conditions now. So dou cube v by dou x is 0, which means that this is 0 here. So this is 6a3 plus 24 a4 l. I'll apply the boundary conditions. So now I can write a3 in terms of a4. So if you see here, 6a3 is nothing but minus 24 a4 l. So a3 becomes minus 4 a4 l, minus 4 a4 l. So I now converted a3 in terms of a4. So if I substitute the same equation here in this particular form, I can get a2 in terms of a4. So I'll do that. So we have that equation, that is 2a2 plus 6a3l plus 12a4 l square should be equal to 0. This is the equation we have. So I'll just substitute what is a3 here. So I got 2a2 plus 6 into minus 4 A3L, okay, A4L into L plus 12A4L square should be equal to 0. So what we'll be getting exactly here is 2A2, this becomes minus here, minus 24A4L square plus 12A4L square should be equal to 0. So what you are getting here is, you are getting 2A2 will be equal to 12A4L square, A4L square, whereas A2 is nothing but 6A4L square, 6A4L square. So I'll just check it out. Yeah, it is right. So we got A3 as minus 4A4L and A2 as 6A4L square. So now we will be substituting in the we have to just check it out whether we have got the required terms to solve this potential energy function. So first we require is what is V, and what is dou square V by dou x square. So I'll just rub it out. Here. So now I'll just write what is V here by knowing all the parameters. So what is A0? A0 is 0, A1 is 0, A2 I got it in terms of A4. So what is that? A2 here we have to just write these values here. So A2 is nothing but 6A4 L square, and the term which is remaining is x square, okay, plus I have to write A3. A3 I have got it in terms of A4, that is minus 4 A4L into x cube plus A4 x raised to 4. A4 x raised to 4. So what I will do is I will simplify this. So V is nothing but 6A4 L square x square minus 4A4 L x cube plus A4 x raised to 4. So I got what is V here. Okay, now I should get what is dou square V by dou x square, because it has to be substituted in this. So first I will do differentiation with respect to x. So dou V by dou x. So what I will get? 12A4 L square x. 12, because 2x it will be there. So it becomes 2 6 are 12 A4 L square x minus 3 4s are 12 A4 L x square plus 4 A4 x cube. This is dou V by dou x. So next I will do dou square V by dou x square. So dou square V by dou x square, if I do it, so what I will get here is 12 A4 L square minus 24 A4 Lx plus 12 A4 x square. Is it right? See here, this becomes 12 A4 L square, x becomes 1 here, 2 I multiply, it becomes 24 A4 Lx. So here if I multiply 3, it becomes 12 A4 x square. So this is your what we call it as dou square V by dou x square. So what I will do is I will take 12 A4 common. Okay, so what will becomes 12 A4 if I take common. So it becomes L square minus 2 Lx. Is it right? This becomes 12a4 becomes L square minus 2a4 is common, Lx plus 12a4 is common, it becomes x square. So this is what we call it as dou square v by dou x square after simplification. So now we will be substituting the term in this particular equation. So I will write down once again. So the third step will be substituting the displacement model into potential energy Okay, one second, I'll bring the chalk. Okay, we'll start with this. So potential energy functional. Okay, so this is the equation, that is pi is equal to EI by 2 integration 0 to L. So dou square V by dou x square whole square is there. So this square parameter I will take it outside. So this becomes 12 square will be 144 A4 square into that parameter I will take L square minus 2Lx plus x square the whole square into dx minus integration 0 to L p. What is v? V is this term, so it will be 6a4 L square x square. So I don't have space here much. L square minus 4a4 Lx cube plus a4 x raised to 4 into dx. So now we have to do the first you have to do the multiplication, or a plus b plus c the whole square, then you have to do the integration here. So what you will be getting here is pi is equal to EI by 2, okay, integration, so I will keep it as 144 A4 square as it is, 0 to L. So integrations of L square becomes, a plus b plus c the whole square, I will do it. So it becomes L raised to 4, okay, L raised to 4 plus 4L square x square, okay, I will come up here, plus x raised to 4 minus 2 2s are 4L cube x, okay, next minus 4Lx cube, okay, plus 2L square x square integration with respect to dx, okay, and then minus integration 0 to L p, you will be getting this one, 6a4 L square x square minus 4a4 Lx cube plus a4 x raised to 4 into dx. okay, into dx. So you have done this. Now what you have to do is you have to do the integration with respect to x, and then you have to substitute the limits. Okay, so we'll try to do that. So it will be a lengthy process here. Have the patience. So we'll get the solution out of this. Okay, so pi is equal to ei by 2 into 144 a4 square is the thing. So we'll do the integration now. Okay, so L4 into dx is there, it becomes only x. Integration becomes x here. See here, L4 into dx. So dx integration becomes x here plus 4l square x square. X square will be the differentiation term. L square x cube by 3. X cube by 3 plus x raised to 5 divided by 5 minus 4 into L cube x square divided by 2. I'll continue here, minus 4L minus 4L x raised to 4 divided by 4 plus 2L square x cube by 3. The limit is 0 to L minus this integration I have to do p into integration 6 a4 L square x cube by 3 minus 4 a4 L x raised to 4 divided by 4 plus a4 x raised to 5 divided by 5. The limit is 0 to L. So if you substitute the limits, okay, if you substitute the limits, so what you will end up here is, I'll just shorten it up. So you have to solve this. What you will end up here is pi is equal to, I'll just go below this. So pi is equal to ei by 2 a4 square L5 into 28.8. So you'll be getting this value. This substitution you'll be getting 1.2 P naught A4 L5. Okay, so you'll be getting this equation as a pi. So after simplification, okay, so you have to just, next step is you have to just put the value of L, solve it, get the LCM out of it, and you will be end up with L5. Everywhere L5 will be coming, and when you solve this fraction, you will be getting it as 28.8. When you solve these fractions, you will be getting it as 1.2. Okay, so next what we will do is we will minimize that potential energy function. Okay, we will minimize that potential energy function. So fourth step is minimizing the potential energy function. So minimize the potential energy functional. Okay, so when you minimize it, you will be getting dou pi by dou a4 should be equal to 0. That is the minimizing factor. So you will be getting ei by 2, that equation ei by 2 2a4 L5 28.8, okay, minus 1.2 P naught L5 should be equal to 0. I'm just partially differentiating with respect to A4. Okay, So A4, 2A4 will be this much. So what you will get is 2 gets cancelled. So L5 gets cancelled. Okay, alpha alpha gets cancelled. What remains here is 28.8 EI A4 should be equal to 1.2 P naught. So A4 will be equal to 1.2 P naught divided by 28.8 EI. So which is nothing but A4 is equal to P naught upon 24 EI. So A4 you got it as 24 EI. So next you have to just substitute the value in terms of V. So we have already calculated. We have already written that V is equal to A4. Okay, so let's refer the previous A4 x raised to 4 minus 4x cube L plus 6x square L square. Okay, this is the equation. So you know what is A4? V is equal to P naught upon 24 E. 24 EI. Okay, so this will be x raised to 4 minus 4x cube L plus 6x square L square. Okay, so you can just see this. This is the displacement equation now. Okay, so what does its physical significance means is, so if I want to know the displacement at any point over the length, I will be just substituting the value of x. Whether from the beam fixed end I want from 2 cm or 3 cm or 5 cm distance, what will be the displacement because of that uniformly distributed load. I just substitute the values of x here. If I just substitute the values of x, I can directly get the value of v, that is how much vertical displacement it is taking place. Okay, hope it is clear now. So we will be giving you an assignment problem. Okay, so the assignment problem is, I'll show you what is the assignment problem. I have a, for example, I have a V which is being simply supported. Okay, which is being simply supported, and it has a roller at the end. Okay, and it is being subjected to point load at the center. So this is L by 2. This is L by 2. For this, you have to find out the displacement of the body. Okay, displacement of the body. So this is totally a different what we call it as a problem. The first problem which we have done is, it was a fixed end. Okay, now it is a simply supported. So what is the difference between a fixed end and a simply supported is, so it is nothing like, it is like the beam is being subjected to a knife edge, just placed over a knife edge. So when I apply a load, the deflection happens in this particular way. So if you see this, whatever the knife edge is there, it is supporting only the downward movement. It is constraining only the vertical movement. It is not supporting the rotational degree of freedom. So when a bending takes place, this gets lifted like this. This gets lifted like this, but it doesn't go down. It gets lifted like this, which means that at x is equal to 0, the vertical displacement is 0, but not the understand with respect to the fixed end and the simply supported. So here also at this particular point V0 and dou V by dou x is equal to, which is not equal to 0. Okay, so you have to think wisely whenever you are solving the problem and try to get the solution for the displacement. Okay, so I'll post you in this this problem definition in the in your Google Classroom. You have to solve this problem. So check. We will be seeing you. We will be giving you as assignment here. So we need to know how much you have understood about this particular Rayleigh-Ritz method. So same procedure. How you have to apply with the two previous problems which you have done. The same procedure, but only thing is this is a simply supported beam where the slope is not equal to 0. If it was a fixed beam, it was 0, but it is a simply supported beam. You are what we call it as the slope will not be equal to 0. Now you have to check how to get the what we call it as the boundary conditions. Okay, so basically B problem is always calculated for a higher order polynomial. So better you have to go till A4. Okay, to get the exact solution. Okay, or near to the exact solution. If you end up with the lesser number of polynomial constants, then the solution will not be so accurate. So if I want to get 5 constants out of this, okay, so how to solve this problem? I have one constant which is b is equal to 0 here, one more constant b is equal to 0. I got 2 and one more is load. So now you have to go with the shear force and bending moment diagram.